This amazing experience of Korean hospitality. It's fair to say that we are living in very dark times. As we come to the waning years of the first decade in the 21st century, we can assess the damage done by the far-reaching arm of U.S. militarism, the wars and the subsequent occupations of Iraq and Afghanistan, increasing numbers of U.S. military bases around the world, NATO expansion, weapons sales around the world, space technology used to enhance warfighting, military budgets that continue to increase at the expense of meeting human needs. A divided Korea. But the dawn is coming. The people of the Czech Republic turned its government on its head in large part because of its efforts to bring a U.S. missile defense radar base on its land. Global climate change has made many in the U.S. realize we must change our priorities to create a renewable energy infrastructure. And it is evident to some of us that the only serious source of funds to engage that effort right now is controlled by the Pentagon. The seeds that were planted 20 years ago by the economist Seymour Melman and many others who talked about conversion of American industry from one that creates war to one that creates peaceful enterprise for the future of our planet might finally be taking root. With the global economic crisis, the militarists will persist in demanding that industry continue building weapon systems, but they will lose. They must lose if this planet is to survive. The Aegis destroyer is a good metaphor for the times we live in. My hometown of Bath, Maine has one of 2 shipyards in the United States that builds naval destroyers. It's the Bath Iron Works, we call it BIW. Of course, these destroyers are outfitted with Aegis systems and operate as part of the sea-based missile defense system. Currently, there is a conflict going on inside the U.S. government. On the one hand is the Pentagon saying it no longer wants this new class of naval destroyers made at BIW. There are 2 reasons. First, intelligence reports say they are vulnerable to missile attacks. Second, these big ships are very expensive, too expensive, with some estimates saying the current price is just under $5 billion. On the other hand is the U.S. Congress. Maine has 2 powerful women senators, both Republicans, who are committed to building this new warship at BIW. They recently collaborated with key Democratic leaders and threatened to cut off funding for all surface combat ships in 2009 if the contractor for this new destroyer is not continued at BIW. The Pentagon finally agreed to keep the contract to build the ship it does not want. Meanwhile, we know from past and current research studies